Okay, we have the Supreme Court ruling this week that the constitutional language does mean that individuals, as well as the militia, have the right to bear arms. But there's no putting candles in the cake yet. The real big issue is whether or not Washington, D.C., or any city, state, country, or township is going to have the right to limit the scope of that constitutional amendment within their city, state, township, or whatever. Can Washington, D.C. say, no, you may not have handguns. You cannot have them in the state of Washington, D.C. This is going to be the big thing, and it can create a real firestorm. But beyond that, I think there are other things going on, much more important than just the politics, than just the Alex Jones and the health and the energy stuff going on right now. I am going to make a presentation. I talk to people about this stuff, and they don't want to believe anything. I know I'm speaking to the choir when it comes to some 911 issues. At least most of you, I'm speaking to the choir. We know 911 and what really happened there. But how do you approach somebody without them thinking you're a madman for believing that the government could do something like this? Well, there are whole lots of examples in the past about governments going bad and doing horrible things to their citizenry. So it should come as no surprise that that has really not faded into the past for us. But I think something bigger is happening, and the concerns are the following. They believe that something is approaching our system, our solar system, something that has alerted them that they've been watching for a long time and that they are concerned about. Concerned enough to very deep holes in the earth, deep underground military bases, facilities. I'm talking thousands of miles into the ground. Bill Gates has gotten that doomsday seed vault bank. They're expecting something. Tom Cruise, he's building his underground place. The Waltons, Sam Waltons, they've got their big, huge underground facilities where they've already moved their families into these facilities. They have houses up on top, but they go straight down very, 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 very deep. And they can live down there. It's been reported for over 5 years, and they can sustain direct multiple nuclear hits. What are they expecting to happen? Well, we don't know. If the Planet X or the Nibiru does come to us, obviously that's going to create some potential gravitational changes on Earth that could shift our planet a little bit, a degree here or there. It could change our tilt. We don't know what's going to happen. So in preparation for this, they're going underground. And they're doing it all over the world and in varying locations, trying to do the best they can to assess the geology, making sure they're not digging right next to a volcano or any other seismically active area. So they're working on their escape plan. Food's being stored, equipment's being produced and being stored. They've got caches of food, equipment, fuel all over the country, all over the world, being dug deep and hidden. I imagine they've got some kind of location devices on them. I'm sure they've Faraday caged them. I'm sure they've got some very sophisticated ways to find this stuff in case anything moves too drastically. That they'll be able to get back to these caches. But I think that's their motivation. So keeping in mind that 80% of the planet, 80% of the population has to be removed, they're doing this through poisoning our food, our water, controlling our energy, and controlling our economy. They've got control of the money and everything that's important to us. and they can easily flood us with bad food, bad water, and we would not know it until it was way, way, way too late. So they've accomplished their goal. And then what I believe they're going to do is jump down into their rabbit holes at the last minute, leaving up top all these people that helped them get to that point who thought they would be saved as well. Okay, we're going to go down in groups. First group's going to go down, then the second group, and then the third group. Well, first group's going to go down, shut the hatch, and hit a red button. That red button is going to fire off some missiles. Those missiles are going to be strategically placed for their targets to wipe out the rest of the life on Earth. Because when they reemerge, they want to start with a clean slate. Not somebody that's got a bone to pick, not some survivors, not some mutants, and no resistance groups of any kind. My opinion. But I think that's where it's headed. And I think they're goddamn serious about what they're doing. The Bear Stearns thing is showing how desperate they're getting and how they really don't care about the rules anymore. Watch your food. Thimerosal. Trace amounts of this and trace amounts of that. Well, it's a heavy metal, and trace amounts stay in your body. And eventually they reach critical mass and you become symptomatic of whatever it is, the lead, the mercury, or whatever. So this trace amount crap is for idiots to believe, not for us to believe. You should not accept trace amounts in any amount, especially when it comes to mercury. I am going to create some kind of a PowerPoint, which I'm sure is going to get a lot of criticism, and I welcome it. But I want to create something that somebody can look at, rub their chin, and go, oh my God. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. You never see the picture until all the pieces are put together. So maybe if I can create something, or we can create something, where the picture can be put together, and it's so logical, and it makes so much sense, that it compels you to believe something is unreasonably wrong here with what's going on. Now, let's say we've got the jigsaw puzzle. People look at it and they go, oh my God, what's going on? Well, the next thing is you're going to have one of three things in order to survive. You're going to have knowledge, money, or product to buy your way into a group of people who say, we're going to pick this and this is where we're going to be. This is our attempt to survive. We're going to buy old coal mines, old gold mines, anything that's been dug deep into the ground. It's going to be our attempt to survive. Somebody that can lay in a lot of money. Maybe it's going to be difficult. We'll put this together, put it up, and let people comment on it. I think that it's important for all of us to look at this real seriously. Keep paying your bills and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but I need some proof still. I need more proof that I'm going in the right direction, that my thought processes are not completely and totally paranoid. And if they are, I would welcome that. If they're not, then I've got some decisions to make. I won't be buying cars, I'll be buying food supplies. We're all being faced with the same thing. Not only that, but who do you live with? Who do you take with you? Then it's going to be a real Noah situation. Who do you allow onto the ark? You can't be somebody you like. It has to be somebody that's going to be valuable to the group, valuable to survival. And that's going to be difficult. Are you going to have babies? How are you going to get all the medical supplies you need? How are you going to get the enormous amounts of food? The energy you're going to need? There are a multitude of considerations, and we'll take these all step by step. First, we got to get the jigsaw puzzle put together.